Molly Reynolds, and you're watching The Unicorn in the Room, where we observe the habits of the business world's most influential unicorns and learn how to use our own personal magic to achieve business success. Today we're going to be talking about creating authentic relationships with our customers via social media. Now, as a marketer, one of the biggest mistakes I see brands make is filling the social media feed with self-congratulatory content and company news. It's not what we want. The fans are feeling left out, and it's time to change that. So, I thought that we would pay a visit to Robert D. Baker, CEO of BECCA Cosmetics, a brand that's known for its incredible relationships with its fans and its two-way dialogue, and the company actually has fans create products alongside them, which is really, really cool. They recently released a product via social media and it sold out in a matter of minutes, and I want to figure out how we did that, so I'm going in. Robert, thank you so much for being our unicorn today.
Pleasure. Love being a unicorn. They're a good one.
You know, I don't know a woman alive that doesn't love BECCA Cosmetics. You're like the Willy Wonka of makeup. I swear, I look at your social media feed and everybody is rife with anticipation of whatever's coming next. So today we wanted to talk about how you generated that. First of all, how did you create a culture within your own company of people that are devoted to customer service?
I think it has to start with the belief about what we stand for as a brand and how we want to engage the consumer. I don't think you can just go out and hire people who, and then create a culture of people who are just going to genuinely say, I want to make customers happy today. There aren't many people who really like that, and it doesn't feel real if you do it that way.
Right.
I think what we've done is first and foremost have planted the brand in this idea that for so long in our industry, women have been told what to wear, when to wear it, how to apply it, when to apply it, what shade they must have. It feels backwards. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real because it feels like we're just trying to shove more stuff for the sake of selling more stuff into the consumer's face. Our brand's planted more in the point of view of we believe that every woman has one feature she absolutely loves about herself. And if we can help her accentuate that, we can help her feel great about that, then the better part of her will come out in her everyday life. When you come from that point of view, it's almost built in then that you're going to want to be serving the customer, right? Because if you're really built in, you're bought into the idea that you can help somebody feel great about themselves. If that doesn't motivate you, you don't want to work here. And if it does motivate you, you want to do that every day, and it becomes part of the way we then can express the brand and service our customer.
Okay, now after you've instilled this in your staff and they have their mission, how do you then translate that to the content that you put out via social media?
You look at the number of people who post videos and maybe they get 10 views or maybe they get 2 million views and all the numbers in between. It's crazy to me how much content is out there. What that said to me, amongst many other things, the loudest thing that came back to me by looking at all that was that the consumer's telling us she wants to be part of the story. She's going to insist she's part of the story. And through what she's telling us, she doesn't like the story that we as the industry are telling her. She wants to be not only included, she actually wants to be captain of this. She wants to be in charge of the communication. She wants to be able to say, I use this product from this brand, that product from that brand. And they say to use this one as a highlighter, but I don't, I use it as an eyeshadow. And they want to say that they use this one as a concealer, but I don't, I actually use it as my foundation. That's up to them to decide.
Right.
So, all that in mind, you're thinking about now, as I said earlier, the industry that has been about, we tell you. And I grew up in that industry.
Right.
Now, that didn't
You've been
always
doing this for years.
Yeah,
More.
did you have to say that?
Sorry.
You really had to point that out?
Do we want to cut?
We won't talk about the big birthday coming up. But yes, over that time, I think what I've learned working for a variety of different brands and recognizing being part of the consumer space, that's just how we all have learned to communicate to the consumer. Today's consumer, and I don't care her age, by the way, this is not like this is just a millennial thing. I think even a consumer who has been, let's say, participating in the category for as long as I have been working in the category, she is sick of hearing the same thing from brands saying, this is the way you wear it, this is how you apply it. So my reason for pointing all that out is to say those of us leading brands in this industry have all had to come to terms with, we don't own the message anymore. It's
They're
not up to
talking
us.
back.
They are. And what they're saying is right. And it's right, not just right or wrong, it's right because it's what they think. And ultimately, it's their vote that counts, because they're the ones who can decide to take the credit card out and buy the product or not. So they're telling us the way they want this to go. We have to respond. And if we start responding with a bunch of brand-loaded content that's pre-produced, that is very inauthentic, and doesn't respond and engage in a way that this consumer is asking to be part of the process, we lose.
You recently partnered with Jaclyn Hill, who's a really amazing social influencer. She's incredibly infectious. How did you choose her? How did that relationship unfold?
It came about, honestly, because some time ago, Jaclyn had found a product called Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in Opal. It was our best-selling highlighter, and she had found it. She tells the funny story about how she actually bought it on Sephora.com, and then it sat in her vanity for weeks, and then she took it out one day and used it, and the second she used it, she had to post about it because it was amazing. Funny thing is, that week she posted about it, we saw this massive spike in sales on the product, and it took us until like Wednesday of the week following the report of the sales information to recognize that this blogger named Jaclyn Hill had talked about it. Maybe that was what caused the sales spike. So she subsequently did it again, and we saw another sales spike, and that made me, want to reach out to her. I said to the team, we got to know this woman. We at least got to say thank you, and find out why did she love the product so much. And I think at that point, what had solidified in my brain was that the social media had become such an important part of brand communication that I hadn't understood yet fully how it was actually driving an immediate sale. And when I saw this happen with Jaclyn, I put the business hat on and said, wait a minute, we saw an immediate spike in sales that I have to attribute to this woman's post. We need to understand that better.
One last question for you. You mentioned your product release that you just had. I heard that it sold out in 90 minutes.
75.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to get technical.
Not to get technical, but how did you do that?
It's this amazing combination of, I think, three really unique things. It has to start with great product. Jaclyn fell in love with our highlighter, Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in Opal, some time ago, because she loved the way it delivered highlight. And highlight to her is so important because it's like the finishing touch, brings out that last second beauty. It's about light and energy and radiance, right?
Yeah.
And she loved the product itself. And that's one of the reasons Jaclyn would collaborate with us, because she loved the product. She wasn't just going to do something just because we said, hey, you want to work with us? She had to love the product first, right? So you take this great product, and then you match that up with the product that she helped us develop last year called Champagne Pop. We put it together in a collection of 5 products that Jaclyn helped us with, collaborated on the shades that we picked out.
Jaclyn actually helped you figure out what the shades were going to be and everything.
She did.
You really listen to your customer, don't you?
We really do. And this was part of it with Jaclyn. She said to us, as part of that palette, there are 5 pans in that palette. We introduced a new highlighter in there, and there are 3 blushes in there. And the reason we put those products together was very much in talking with Jaclyn. She said to us, okay, 90% of people love Champagne Pop, but there are a few people that don't want so much pink in there. They want something that's more golden. So we came up with Prosecco Pop. Then she said, you know what, I love your mineral blushes, and I love what you guys are doing with your luminous blush. And what I hear back from consumers is they love to have the perfect blush to go with the right highlighter. So all of that was Jaclyn's ideas of what she heard from consumers, patching it together with the formulas that she loves from BECCA, and then working with us in a way we felt great about what's good for our brand. Jaclyn felt great about what's good for her followers and the things that she'd love to talk to her followers about, and we put it together in this beautiful package. Jaclyn even collaborated with us in the presentation of the way the palette looks, the physical palette that's delivered in. You take love of product and great product that matches that story. You take a great partner like Sephora that really wanted to do something special with us, that used social media, used that engagement that Jaclyn has and that we have as a brand. This whole launch was done with a hashtag. You had to use a searchable hashtag on Sephora's mobile app only. There was a Snapchat filter that you could use as part of posting about buying this. All this was very generated through what's real to us, through the way we communicate through consumers, and how Jaclyn does as well from a social media perspective. And Sephora felt like this was a great opportunity to use their mobile app as the main source of getting the product, because we had decided, Jacqueline had come to us and said, look, the response to this is overwhelming, because we had pre-posted we were going to do this. This is overwhelming. Can we sell some of them like now, rather than wait for May 26th on the date it's going to launch? Can we do something now?
And here you are listening to your customers again, because she's like the voice of the people.
Totally.
Right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so we worked with Sephora. We figured out how many pieces we could possibly get in time to do it at the party last week. It was a real struggle. Figured it out and said, okay, Jacqueline, we can do it, but we only put this many out. It's all we can put out for that date, because they're all like being received right now for the official launch. She's like, okay, but at least we can put something out. Let's let everybody know. So we scrambled together as a group, Sephora, BECCA, and Jacqueline, about getting that all together. Then brought that to the launch, and then Jacqueline, in her way, is able to say to her followers and to the BECCA consumer, we know you guys will love this thing, and you guys are part of it with us at the party here tonight, because the party was very much a social event from a media perspective, not just get an invitation. People were engaged. Jacqueline was Snapchatting through the whole thing. So were we. If you weren't there, it was kind of like you were there.
Right.
And then able to say, in her special way, I've asked. And Sephora and BECCA are great partners, so they found a limited quantity, guys, that I can release tonight. So here's how you get it. And she energized that following base and the BECCA consumer via Sephora. So it was this mashup of the three really terrific partners, all passionately involved in this project and wanting to make this work and really deliver something special for consumers. So able to pull that off, and you know, I'd love to be able to like give you the Harvard business study. Here's point A, and then plan it out for point B.
If only it was that easy.
Right, and I think part of the nature of the way the social media world we live in is there's a dynamic you have to have. We planned out a great launch, and that great launch will happen at the end of May. Mm-hmm. What happened the other night was a dynamic thing that really got pulled together at the last minute, and all three parties saying, that's a great idea, and we'll make a lot of people happy. We'll make them feel part of the process, which is what we want. We want everybody to feel like, genuinely, we want you to be pleased with what's going on with us, and if we can bring it to you sooner, we would actually do it. Well, let's put our money where your mouth is, guys. We can actually deliver this many pieces of the product on time to do it at the party. Should we do it? We all said, we absolutely should, because that's what she's asking for, and we did it.
That is an incredible case study of creating these authentic relationships with customers. So take note, everybody. And Robert, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for all this great insight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, that's a wrap, you guys. I hope this gave you some great inspiration as you continue to develop your relationship with your customers via social media. And if you want more unicornial tips, please visit our website at theunicornintheroom.com or subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.